Hey guys, it's me, Queen Osset Haru, and thank you for joining me for another wonderful edition of Ask an Aquarius. If you haven't already, please hit the red subscribe button and smack the bell. Alright guys, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and pass it on to somebody else who might like it as well. Also, if you'd like to become one of my patrons on Patreon, that information, as well as every way to contact me, is going to be underneath this video. Okay? Alright, so I want to talk to you guys about a letter that I got from a wife that I found to be really disturbing on a number of levels. And she wants to know what we think she should do. So please chime in the comment section. I'm going to give my opinion in this video, and whatever your opinion is, she'll read them all and make a decision, I suppose. So this is what she said to me. She said to me that her husband of 15 years had an affair he ended an affair about 5 years ago. He was in the affair for a couple of years. At the time that it was going on, she didn't know for sure, but when your lover starts to move differently, you notice. You notice them acting different. You notice them doing different things that they didn't do before. For example, leaving out in more attractive underwear. This is one that gives a lot of women away, because a lot of women, we wear granny panties sometimes. Those are underwear that's just not exactly that attractive, okay? So it's very comfortable. It's cotton, usually from Fruit of the Loom or some other company like that. So some of us will wear those kind of things. Our bra and panties might not match every day, but all of a sudden, your wife is wearing her sexiest underwear. All of a sudden, her bra and panties match every time she goes out. You know, your husband comes home smelling fresh, where he used to come home smelling like musk. Now he come home smelling like Irish Spring. So when your lover starts moving differently, you know something has changed. But she couldn't prove it. And this is what happened with most of us. We know what's going on. We just can't prove it. So she couldn't prove it. And so she dropped it. Basically, she let it go. So they have 2 children. The kids are 7 and 9 years old, right? So recently she found out about the affair. She found out that it produced 2 children that are 5 and 6 years old. And then after the last child was born, the affair broke up because the other woman wanted him to marry her. He wanted to keep things the way it was. He liked having both families. He wanted to keep his back and forth going. The other woman decided against it, and she left the relationship. So all of this time, all these years, it's been at least 5 years, he's been taking care of his kids. He has been seeing his kids. And the other woman has moved on to be with another man. So now the wife finds out. So she said to me, number one, she decided to forgive him. This is my first dispute with this situation. She said she decided to forgive him and stay with him because it's been 5 years and it just happened. It's over, and it happened 5 years ago. So it doesn't make sense to her to penalize him now. And I was like, it's not about penalizing him. It's about the fact that he lacks integrity. Not only did he cheat, he cheated and did not use protection. He could have brought you home AIDS. He could have brought you home hepatitis. He could have brought home anything. So he cheated, didn't use anything, made 2 children, and then hid them from you for 5 years. Took care of them, has been spending time with them for 5 years. This is somebody who lacks integrity, and he's grimy, he's trifling, and he's sneaky. Bottom line. So my issue up front is I don't think she should stay with him. But it's not my relationship. So if that's what she wants to do, that's what she's going to do. All right. The dilemma that she does have is that now the husband wants the kids to meet each other. He doesn't think it's fair that his children don't know each other. He thinks it's bad for them. He also wants his family to be able to meet his children. His family doesn't even know his children. His mother, his brother, his other family members, she said. So he's been hiding them. Nobody knows about these kids in his family. So he wants to introduce his children to his family. And right now, he's not pushing it, but he's telling his wife that that's what he wants to do. And he really wants her to allow this to happen. So she said to me that the other woman is okay with the kids meeting each other and his family meeting them. But she's not. Her kids, the ones that are 7 and 9, she feels like are not ready for something like this. They're already having some other education and social issues. I think one of them is being bullied, and one of them has a learning disability. So she doesn't think this is the right time to drop something like this in their laps. And he is, he's not really being aggressive about it, but he keeps mentioning it. And it's something that he really wants. Now, I agree with him that they do need to meet each other, but I don't agree that it has to be today. I think that as if I'm there, but I think that they should wait until the 7 and 9-year-old are in an emotionally stable place. I would say no older than the youngest one, no later than the youngest one being about 12. Right now, the youngest is 7, the oldest is 9. So no more than 5 years, I would say. They definitely need to meet each other. But I don't think there's a rush. Now, I know you live close by. You're afraid of them going to the same school, or your son dating his sister and not knowing. I know those kind of things are a consideration. But within the next 5 years, other than the school thing, that's the only thing that may actually pop up, or they might meet each other on the street or something like that. So I would say no more than 5 years. But I will wait. I would try to get them more adjusted. The one that's being bullied, I would try to end that bully issue however you can end it. The one that has a learning disability, I would try to help them get a little bit more comfortable and stable with the new program that he's involved with. And then after that time, after things are stable, things are calm, that's when I would tell them. Because like you said, it's very selfish of him to do this and now expect to just throw this on his family. So it is extremely selfish, and you don't want to damage the kids. But the kids have to know their siblings. Like you said before, there are a lot of considerations with that. Your son might come home one day with his new girlfriend, and oops, it's his sister. And that has happened in some situations that I've heard about. I was watching it on a show. It was on the OWN network. And this guy started trying to holler at this girl across the street. They were teenagers. And he started trying to holler at the girl across the street. And her father took him to the side and said, "You can't date her." And he was like, "Why?" And he said, "Because she's your sister." And he never knew the man across the street was his father. His mom, hid it from him because she was young and it was a scandal. He was married. So his mother hid it from him. So he never knew that girl that he was crushing on was his sister. So I understand in this case what's at stake. But at the same time, like I said, I would try to calm things down first. So within 12 months to no more than 5 years. I think 5 years is a lot, but depending upon how they're adjusting, it may be necessary. But as soon as they are well adjusted enough from dealing with what they're dealing with, I would introduce the children. And plus, if they're a little bit older, they'll be a little bit more able to understand what the heck is going on. But I wouldn't wait too long. You don't want to wait till they're 18 or 16 or something like that. And, one of those scenarios that we mentioned has already occurred. So that's what I would do. I would wait a little bit of time, and then I will let them meet each other and go from there. So what do you guys think? My subscriber audience, my loves, what do you guys think about this? Do you think she should allow her children to meet their siblings? Do you think that we're wrong and they should never meet each other? What do you guys think? Have any of you ever been in this situation? I used to date a guy, as a matter of fact, Voldemort. Voldemort's father had exactly the same situation going on. He made children on the outside. he went as far as to name his children in both families the same thing. The sons have the same name and the daughters have the same first name. So, and the same last name. So, this happens a lot. And to me, Voldemort didn't meet them until he was older. He was like 18 or so by the time he met them. And it really, like, him and his brother were just like, well, that's that's just some shit dad did, and they never really rolled with it like it being a problem. They just kind of dealt with it. But at the age that you introduce this information, it is very critical, and you have to figure out exactly where is the right space to tell them. Voldemort's mother waited until he was 18 or in his teens. So some people do wait a little bit longer. I wouldn't go past 12 personally. So what do you guys think? All right, it's time for me to get going. Thank you for your question. And I really hope that the things that we say in the comment section and in this video help you. I'm very sorry that you went through this situation because you really didn't deserve any of this. But unfortunately, this is the hand that you're dealt with. And you will be able to come out of this. You and your kids will be able to come out of this healthy if you deal with it in a productive manner. Okay? All right, guys. See you later.